Hello everyone. Welcome to my channel. Please subscribe and keep watching more details. The Golden Bachelor, Mel Owens gets roasted, Nicolle is confronted, Cindy breaks down and 4 women go home. The Golden Bachelor featured women brutally roasting Mel Owens and confronting Nicolle about her flirtatious behavior, Cindy breaking down, and the elimination of 4 women during the Season 2 episode that aired Wednesday night on ABC. At the third rose ceremony of the season, Mel denied roses to Amy, a 63-year-old full-time mom from Short Hills, NJ. Monica B., a 62-year-old flight attendant from Huntsville, AL. Monica P., a 60-year-old cosmetic dentist from Birmingham, AL. and Terry, a 71-year-old cosmetic dentist from Houston, TX. Terry was shown confronting Nicolle, a 64-year-old yoga instructor from Miami Beach, FL, about her behavior at the pool party with Mel. Everybody was trying to get time with him and you kind of had him to yourself for a pretty long time, Terry said. I did, Nicolle agreed. I thought it was kind of off, Terry noted. Nicolle responded, I'm sorry. I'm attracted to him and we were half naked in the pool. We kissed. Cindy, a 60-year-old retired biomedical engineer from Austin, TX, was also concerned about what she had witnessed at the pool. I am not okay with Mel trying to explore things with other women. I've had people cheat on me before and I don't share men very well, Cindy told the cameras. Nicolle admitted she got caught up in the moment, but Terry voiced how she thought Nicolle and Mel's makeout session was disrespectful to the other women in the house. Nicolle told the cameras that she was surprised how prim and proper some of the ladies were. But I suspect, like with other things, I'll be the pioneer here and they'll just follow, Nicolle boasted in a confessional. A date card then arrived for Amy, Cindy, Nicolle, Monica B., Monica P., Terry, Carol, a 63-year-old family manager for baseball all-star Freddie Freeman from Villa Park, CA, Cheryl, a 66-year-old retired IRS employee from Englewood, CO, and Jerry, a 64-year-old home care agency CEO from Rockville, MD. Peg, a 62-year-old retired firefighter and bomb tech from Las Vegas, NV, was also on the date card, as well as Robin, a 63-year-old wealth advisor and vineyard owner from Napa Valley, CA, and Roxanne, a 62-year-old longevity nurse from Austin, TX. The date card read, "Love doesn't have to be so serious." That meant Debbie, a 65-year-old fitness professional from Denver, CO, was going to accompany Mel on a one-on-one date that week, and she cried tears of joy. For the group date, Mel asked the women to roast him. Each bachelorette had to deliver a stand-up comedy team, and comedian Jared Freid helped the women create their content. The winner of the date was going to receive some alone time with Mel that evening. Cheryl had no idea what a roast was other than to roast marshmallows, and Cheryl struggled to write her jokes because she couldn't find her eyeglasses. Most of the women took an opportunity to take jabs at Mel for the ageist podcast comments he had made back in June about how he was going to cut all the women over the age of 60. Monica B. delivered one of the most impressive stand-up routines. Mel, you're like a classic car. You're strong, you're sexy, and you can't go over 60, Monica B. quipped in front of the live cheering audience. And we heard what you said on that podcast, but don't worry. We know you've never been great at recovering a fumble. And speaking of football, you're going to need a helmet and a mouth guard to keep Nicolle's tongue from down your throat. Monica B. added, and ladies, it was great meeting you. But as a flight attendant, let me help you out with the exits. Nicolle also showed a lot of confidence on stage by doing an impression of Mel. Amy was appalled. She had no words, and you all can thank me for that. Nicolle said. Carol said that Nicolle had the crowd going and the performance was a little intimidating. But Carol came out with a couple zingers of her own. Mel, you like to date 40 to 60-year-olds, right? That's the first thing we have in common. He was looking for younger women, we were looking for a rich quarterback, Carol joked. Mel ended up choosing Nicolle as the winner, and so he got to take her out on a dinner date that night. At dinner that night, Nicolle revealed she had been married twice, and she decided to ask Mel some questions about his divorce. Mel shared how his wife had decided to leave him after 25 years and it came as a bit of a shock to him. She was younger and she wanted to experience other things, and I'm not fighting it, Mel explained to Nicolle. It was heart-wrenching. It was really, really painful, he added. After a good conversation, Mel gave Nicolle a kiss and he said the chemistry between them was good. Mel said she was definitely a person he could see being in his life. The next day, Mel took Debbie on their solo date, and he said he loved her sense of adventure as well as how she focused solely on him when they were together. Mel and Debbie took a cooking class with Ludo Lefebvre, a Michelin-starred chef, and learned how to make a French omelette. Debbie thought the activity was sensual and romantic, and she shared with Mel how she had never been married, but she was convinced she was in the right place at the right time. While Debbie and Mel were enjoying their date, the Golden Bachelor Season 1 contestants Kathy Swartz and Susan Knowles crashed the Bachelor Mansion. Kathy and Susan announced that they were going to have a slumber party, and the cast ate ice cream, had pillow fights and more. Susan and Kathy also gave the women some good advice on how to flirt with Mel and approach conversations with confidently. Cindy opened up to Kathy about how she was having a difficult time watching Mel spend quality time with other people while not choosing her. At the end of the night, Mel gave Debbie a rose, and Debbie was suddenly very optimistic she could find love again. At the cocktail party preceding the third rose ceremony of the season, Carol tried to be more aggressive with the Golden Bachelor star. She had only been on 2 dates in 5 years, and so this was apparently hard for her. Carol got a little kiss with Mel, but it wasn't exactly the smooch she had been hoping for. Mel then had great conversations with Rob and Cindy, who told Mel, "I haven't felt this way in a long time." Mel told Cindy in reply, "I felt the connection right off the bat and it was nice." Cindy explained to the cameras how she never expected to feel this type of connection so early on. At the third rose ceremony of the season, Mel handed out roses to Cindy, Peg, Roxanne, Jerry, Cheryl, Robin, and Carol. That meant Amy, Monica B, Monica P, and Terry were ousted from the Season 2 competition. The 4 ladies were disappointed, but they all agreed the Golden Bachelor was a fantastic experience and they had zero regrets. The glittering lights of the Golden Bachelor mansion dimmed just a little this week, as what started out as a cocktail party of laughter and flirtation spiraled into one of the most dramatic episodes of Mel Owens' journey so far. It was a night of cutting remarks, unexpected tears, and the kind of gut-wrenching goodbyes that left fans clutching their wine glasses and muttering, "Did that just happen?" Another rose ceremony. It was a crucible. Mel, the 71-year-old widower whose charm and warmth had carried him through the earlier weeks, suddenly found himself caught in the storm of emotions, drama, and brutal honesty. By the end of the night, Mel wasn't the only one shaken. Nicolle had been called out, Cindy was in tears, and 4 women found themselves packing their bags for home. The roast of Mel Owens. It all began innocently enough. The producers, always looking for fresh ways to stir the pot, set up a golden roast night. The women were told to prepare playful jokes about Mel, a light-hearted way to break the tension. But what started as teasing quickly took on a sharper edge. First up was Teresa, who quipped, "Mel may be golden, but his memory isn't. Last night he called me by the wrong name." The crowd laughed and Mel chuckled nervously, but that was only the beginning. Nicolle followed, delivering the line that would go viral by morning. Mel says he's looking for a woman with energy and passion. "Honey, with the way you sit in that hot tub for hours, I think you're really just looking for a heating pad." The audience of women gasped, then roared with laughter. Mel, however, turned crimson. He laughed it off in the moment, but the hurt flickered in his eyes. This was no gentle ribbing. This was the kind of public skewering that left him shifting uncomfortably in his chair. The roast spiraled from there, with women poking fun at his age, his dance moves, even his hearing aid. By the time it was over, Mel was smiling stiffly, but his shoulders sagged. Later, in a confessional, he admitted, "I can take a joke, but tonight it felt like everyone forgot I'm a human being with feelings." That stung. Nicolle confronted. The roast might have been staged as fun, but Nicolle's biting humor didn't fade once the event was over. At the cocktail party that followed, several women whispered that she had crossed the line, not just with Mel but with the other women as well. Nicolle, known for her sharp tongue, had been making subtle digs for weeks, remarks about someone's outfit, another's wrinkles, a third's cooking. This time, however, the women banded together. Cindy, with tears brimming in her eyes, finally said what many were thinking. "Nicolle, it feels like you're not here to build anyone up. You tear us down and you embarrassed Mel tonight." Others chimed in, their voices firm but not cruel. "It's one thing to joke," said Pamela, "but you've been cruel. And this isn't a game to us." Nicolle crossed her arms, defiant. "Oh, please. If you can't handle a little honesty, maybe you shouldn't be here. The confrontation left the air heavy with tension. Even Mel stepped in, looking deeply disappointed. Nicolle, I don't mind a joke, but what I need is respect. Tonight I didn't feel it. That was the turning point. Fans online lit up, declaring it the moment Nicolle's golden glow began to tarnish. Cindy breaks down. If Nicolle was the lightning rod of the night, Cindy was the heartbreaker. From the beginning, Cindy had been one of Mel's strongest connections, a widow herself, who found comfort in Mel's understanding of grief. But the stress of competition, the roast, and the constant second-guessing finally caught up with her. As Mel tried to reassure her during a one-on-one chat, Cindy's composure cracked. Tears poured down her face as she admitted, I don't know if I'm strong enough for this. Watching you with the others, it hurts in a way I didn't expect. I thought I was ready, but maybe I'm not. Mel held her hand, visibly moved. Cindy, you are one of the most incredible women I've met. I don't want to see you doubt yourself. But Cindy sobbed harder. I feel like I'm losing pieces of myself here. I can't breathe sometimes. The women comforted her after, surrounding her in a group hug, but the damage was done. Cindy's breakdown became the emotional centerpiece of the episode, a raw reminder of how vulnerable this process can make someone. The rose ceremony, 4 women go home. When the rose ceremony arrived, tension was sky-high. The roast had bruised egos, Nicolle's confrontation had left shockwaves, and Cindy's tears hung in the air. Mel, looking somber, began handing out roses, but it was clear the decisions weighed heavily on him. One by one, roses were given to those who had shown him kindness and strength in the chaos. But when the dust settled, 4 women were left standing without one. Nicolle, despite her confidence, the damage from the roast and confrontation was too much. Mel admitted he couldn't see a future with someone who didn't respect him. Cindy, in one of the most heartbreaking exits yet, Cindy chose to step back, telling Mel through her tears, I need to heal before I can love again. Pamela, though sweet, her connection with Mel had stalled and he let her go gently. Janet, the fun-loving dancer who never quite broke through to deeper conversations with Mel. The exits were a mix of shock and inevitability. Nicolle stormed out, muttering about thin-skinned people. Cindy hugged Mel tightly, whispering, Thank you for showing me I can still feel. Pamela smiled bravely through her disappointment, and Janet gave a playful spin before leaving, true to her light-hearted spirit. What comes next? By the end of the night, only a handful of women remained, and the stakes were higher than ever. Mel, still reeling from being roasted, seemed more determined to find someone who sees him not as a punchline but as a partner. The women, shaken by Nicolle's departure and Cindy's heartbreak, rallied around each other, realizing this journey was no longer about competition alone but about survival, emotional survival. Next week promises hometown dates, where Mel will meet the families of those still standing. But fans already know the shadow of this week will linger. Mel has been reminded that love at this age isn't just about romance, it's about resilience. Final thoughts. This episode of The Golden Bachelor will go down as one of the most dramatic and emotional in franchise history. Mel Owens, once the picture of calm and kindness, was tested in ways no one could have predicted. Nicolle's sharp tongue finally caught up to her, Cindy's vulnerable breakdown left viewers in tears, and the departure of 4 women narrowed the field to only the most serious contenders. As fans tweeted through the tears and gasps, one message was clear. This isn't just a show about late-in-life romance. It's a show about the scars we carry, the jokes that cut too deep, and the strength it takes to keep believing in love when the world keeps trying to roast you alive. And for Mel Owens, the journey is only getting harder from here.